if we look at it as an analogy, we all have a Martha Scott in our lives. And a lot of us have a Donny Dunn way of dealing with it. You're listening to Give Yourself Some Leeway with me, your host, Eugene Lee. I've spent the last 4 years trying to discover how to break the burnout cycle. And as a high achiever in a fast-paced world, I know how easy it is to slip back into old habits, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and left behind. If you're anything like me, then you need to hear this. Burning out is not your fault. Yes, you can recover from burnout. And the post-burnout growth is not only real, but it feels amazing. This podcast is dedicated to helping break the stigma around mental health in the workplace, ending burnout culture for good, and the action steps that you can take today towards your personal growth and success. So let's do it. Hope I'm not alone in thinking this. I just want you to hear me out because I'll keep this episode short also, because this has been a thought in my mind for the past week or so. And it's on Baby Reindeer. If you haven't watched Baby Reindeer, it's about Donny Dunn, this comedian who is being stalked by Martha Scott. And it unravels, just keeps on getting darker and deeper and darker. And a lot of people are getting caught up on the detail of, oh, this is based on a true story. So let's find out who the real people are, who are the real faces behind Baby Reindeer. And I feel they're all missing the bigger picture here. Richard Gadd said himself that the story is based on an emotional truth. The characters don't depict the real life public figures or the real life people who play a role in Baby Reindeer. We're missing out on the emotional truth here. And if we look at it as an analogy, we all have a Martha Scott in our lives. And a lot of us have a Donny Dunn way of dealing with it. So, yeah, a bit of a long shot. I'm not sure if anyone else has come up with the same analogy, but this is the way I felt coming out of it. A lot of us have this Martha Scott in our lives, something that makes us feel a certain way. And it's like this self sabotaging narrative that we feed ourselves that, oh my God, from the outside, this looks absolutely horrific and horrible and such traumatizing situation to put yourself in. But you find yourself running back to it time and time again. And when it comes to burnout, that's also something that happens when you keep on putting yourself back into that burnout cycle, that self sabotage cycle, because at a time it served you. Once upon a time, putting yourself in that discomfort served you to an end goal. Maybe you put yourself working long hours in a project that did not align with what you wanted to do, but it got you to the end goal. It got you to, okay, I got experience. I got that internship and I got experience that helped me to go into a different area in life. Or, okay, it helped me through university. I got that certification. I got that degree. Now I can go on and enjoy a different area of my life or expand my career in different fields. But people find themselves going back into the vicious cycle of a behavior that no longer serves them. And that's what I discovered in Baby Reindeer is that when Martha first presents herself, he's like, oh, I feel sorry for her. So I'm going to, give her a cup of tea, make her feel welcome. But when she starts becoming more obsessive and he becomes repulsed by, okay, this is too much, this is a bit overwhelming, eventually he finds himself keep going back to her and being like, no, this was attention, this was drama, this was something that I was familiar with in my past, which you find later on in the series. I'm going to keep the spoilers to a minimum here. And it just begs the question that do we all have that behavior? Or maybe some of us have that behavior more than others. It's not always a stalker, but it's this self-sabotaging behavior or this narrative that leads us down to normalize something that would otherwise seem traumatic or unbearable for other people. Why would you put yourself through that trauma? Why would you put yourself through that grief, through that discomfort? And to what end? Does that serve you? Has it ever served you? Has this way that you've been dealing with that trauma ever been serving you in a healthy way? And a lot of people, rather than coming to that level of awareness to see, is this a good thing? Or is this just me chasing a massive red flag? And we only find that out in Donny's monologue at the end, how he truly feels when he finally became more vulnerable about what happens and shared it with everyone in the audience. And people were able to see, oh wow, that's rough. That's really rough, that experience. But in opening up and in sharing his experience, people were able to relate to him more, or people were able to see what he's been through and see, okay, this is a starting point for him to get help. And that's when he started breaking down everything and, getting therapy, was when he stopped living inside his own head and creating that narrative that made it all sound like, oh, this is justified. Everything that I've been through is justified because it was means to an end. When he realized, no, this is not serving me. None of this serves me. And this is the rock bottom it's leading me to. By looking for help, by opening up first, becoming aware of how it's affecting him, and then getting the help that he needs, that's what sets him up for his career. Now, I'm not telling anyone that you need to live through a traumatic experience like that in order to be successful. I know a lot of people who chase the post-traumatic growth because they're like, oh, I've heard that people, that post-traumatic growth is the way forward, that once I hit that rock bottom and then grow, I grow. No, you don't need to define your rock bottom as bad as a Donny Dunn rock bottom. You could have already experienced discomfort in your life. Now that you're aware of it, you can do something about it before it gets worse. I hope this analogy sits well with some people. Maybe it resonates with some, probably won't resonate with others. And that's okay too. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know. Give me some feedback. And I can break down more things about. I mean, this was just something that came up in my mind, and it was like, you know what? Maybe I should share with people. This is what I thought when I watched Baby Reindeer. What did you think when you watched Baby Reindeer? Did you watch it at face value and be like, crazy stalker, obsessed with this comedian? Or did you look beyond the face value and see, how could this relate to, why is this so relatable to people? Is it people looking for, does everyone have a stalker? Or do they relate to it on an emotional level? What is the emotional truth that people are relating to in this story? So please let me know your feedback. You can reach out to me at eugene.leeway on Instagram. You can shoot me an email, eugene@leeway.ie. Or you can always reach out, let's book a call, have a chat at giveyourselfsomeleeway.com. Thank you. And until next time, take care.